Well, California is always a very popular state in multiple industries to get licensed in. A lot of people live there. A lot of people want to buy homes there. Um, California has a pretty difficult license application. It's several pages long with multiple requirements, high net worth. Um, it's definitely one of those states that everybody wants to get into, and that's probably why the process is on the more difficult end, because there is a lot going on in that state with their regulations and their requirements. New York, New Jersey, a couple more states that a lot of people get interested in that are on the higher end of long application process, lots of documentation required, lots of uh, diving into ownership structures and all those background checks that I mentioned earlier.
I will say this, that there's some hurdles that I think hit different people in different places. So one of the things that for startups and newer businesses, especially if somebody decides, okay, I've got an opportunity to leave my old employer, I'm going to do something on my own, I'm going to go out on my own. There are certain states out there that'll require you to have audited financials. And that is a difficulty, and one thing that people probably don't realize. Number one, that it's required in some states, and number two, you need to have a certain level of financial history, even to get that, if you wanted to spend the money on it. So it's also not an inexpensive process to go through. So those things are difficult, and sometimes I've seen people find a licensed partner that they can work with in a state that requires that, and other times you just have to wait until you build the history to be able to provide that. In the states that I've seen that require it are surprisingly inflexible about a workaround. So I don't know what to say about that, other than they will just say, no, this is the box we have to check. So I think that's one thing that I've seen people run into and felt a little bit bad for them, really, because there's not a whole lot you can do other than, do business in another state and build your financial history until you can get the audited financials.